Welcome to the Emerging Professional Series at the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Logistics, Leadership and Lean Strategy inside the supply chain room. We have with us guest speaker Anil Dalvi, Vice President Supply Chain at Tata Play Ltd. From laying the groundwork at Nokia Siemens Networks to leading transformative supply chain strategies at Tata Play, Anil's story is a testament to vision, system thinking, and people leadership. His journey is all about operations, logistics, and procurement, spans across 2 decades. Tune in as we explore the mind behind efficient supply chain, learnings from large scale transitions, and the personal passions that fuel his professional brilliance. So, welcome Anilji to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you. Thanks, Amir.
So, let me
Happy to be
explain
here.
you. There will be three rounds. First round, professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire, where you will be in the hot seat and you have to be with fun and quick. And here's inspiration, niche marketing, which will be autograph and sent to you. So,
Okay.
friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host of Coffee Conversation, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal startup, SMEs, world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question, Anil, from managing orders at Datacraft to now heading the national supply chain at Tata Play, how would you describe your professional evolution over the years and how has the journey been?
Okay. So I started, as you rightly mentioned, I started my professional career in 1999, to be precise. Datacraft is my first corporate job where I was a part of so-called commercial team. Those days, supply chain team was not there. So it used to be a small team and used to manage the complete commercial transactions. So supply chain was a subset of it. I was responsible for managing sales tax that time. I was responsible for managing octroi payments. I was also responsible for managing MIS for the organization. Plus, I was responsible for managing supply chain, which is order management, vendor management, placing orders on the suppliers, dealing, negotiating, closing the deals, and then ensuring the delivery, and also making the collection of the payment from the customer. So you can imagine the uh, horizon of work scope that time. And so one thing I learned there was it's a small team, but you get larger work scope and you get lot of exposure to different things, and you get an opportunity to learn a lot of things in such organization. Uh, Nowadays, people may think that for some dedicated work, you have dedicated people in place. But in those days, I'm talking about in 2000, the perception was that whatever you get in your kitty, you should learn it and execute it. And that's what help you to do more things and help you to learn more things, which in turn help you in future to climb the ladder faster. So, yes, now I am in a position of Vice President Supply Chain in Tata Play, heading Pan India operations. I have joined Tata Play in 2015, so it's exactly 10 years. In this April, I have completed my 10 years in Tata Play. Uh, Tata is my first Indian company to work with because my first job was Datacraft, which was a Singapore-based company. They had a partnership joint venture with RPG. So the initial name of Datacraft was Datacraft RPG Limited. Then the RPG took their stake off, and then it became Datacraft India Private Limited. So it was a Singapore-based MNC, and Datacraft India was a subsidiary of that. Post which I joined Nokia, which was another Finnish MNC company, and I joined there in 2004. And if you remember those days, it was a telecom boom period, and Nokia was a brand which a vegetable vendor also used to use a mobile, and the CEO of the company also used the same phone. Only thing, the model difference used to be that the brand used to be the same. And I remember consecutive 5 to 6 years, Nokia has won the most trusted brand in India. And I think it was globally also, but at least I specifically remember Nokia got award for that. So it was a
Yes.
dream company to work with, and I got an opportunity to join Nokia. I relocated from my comfort zone of Mumbai and to Gurgaon in Delhi, and I spent decent 7 to 8 years there. Again, a part of a proper, well-defined supply chain team, where I got a lot of global exposure also. Uh, there are only few countries which left out. Otherwise, I visited almost all the countries, and I still remember my passport issuance date 050505, which is 5th of May 2005. That is the day I got my passport issued, and from that day, next 3 4 years, I was on the wheels. I used to travel, come in the morning and travel in the night, and this happened because I was made a part of SAP deployment team in Nokia, because Nokia was transitioning from their legacy system of Oracle to SAP. And because I had a beautiful exposure in supply chain, in commercial department in Datacraft, and also with some IT knowledge, they put me into a team of functional consultant, and where I was asked to travel to Finland for 6 months, where I have been trained on SD and MM module in SAP, based out of Helsinki in Finland. And then I was traveling across the globe to do the SAP implementation wherever Nokia has their base. And that gave me opportunity to travel across the globe. And so that was 8 years in Nokia. But after 8 years, I realized that, the stagnancy start sinking in, and to grow professionally as well as monetarily also, because I was part of global organization. So my increments was happening as per global inflation, not as per the inflation in India. And then I started feeling that the growth is not happening. I was very much settled in the organization, but growth is also
Mm.
important.
Yes.
So I took a call, and I moved on from Nokia, and I joined a Chinese company called Huawei Telecommunication, which was also a competitor of Nokia that time. And I joined there. I had a very short tenure there, around one and a half year. The reason being, somehow I was not able to cope up with the Chinese culture. Uh,
Mm.
I don't want to discriminate, but there were few instances which made me little uncomfortable being a professional, where you are doing a team meeting with your colleagues, and suddenly one Chinese colleague come inside a meeting room and sit without any consent or without any permission. And if you ask him why you are here and uh, what is the intent, the simple answer is nothing. I just want to see what you guys are doing. So such kind of scenario makes you little uncomfortable, because it is not a professional approach. And there are many other instances. So I thought it's not a right culture to work with. And then I moved on. Then I joined a company called Arisen Technologies, which was into a service and testing industry. There also my tenure was very low, around 9 months, because the supply chain scope was not much. From there, I moved on to a US based MNC called Agilent Technologies. There, the
Mm.
role was very big. I was handling a team of 84 people with six direct reportees and balance 78 indirect reportees. I was heading order management center for India and APAC. It was a beautiful organization. I worked there for 2 years. And while working there, I got an opportunity opening in Tata Sky that time in 2015, where there was opening in supply chain, and that gave me a also opportunity to come back to Mumbai, because I spent my young 11 years from the age of 25 to 36 in Gurgaon, away from my base location of Mumbai, where my entire social circle and professional circle and relatives also are there. So I took up that opportunity, and everything worked out. And in 2015, I landed in Mumbai, and it is very easy to come back to Mumbai when you have your own house, because accommodation is the biggest challenge for anybody coming to Mumbai. So everything worked out, and I shifted to Mumbai in 2015, and rest is history. Now 10 years I'm in Tata Play. So that's why I said the Tata is my first Indian company. All my previous companies were MNCs, But the good part is, after joining Tata, I had a perception that it's being a Tata Group company, there is a bureaucracy and there is a typical way of working. But thankfully, Tata Sky was not the same type of organization, and I have experienced a typical MNC culture, like I have experienced in earlier organization in Tata Sky also. So that helped me to settle in, and yeah, so it's a beautiful journey from Datacraft to Tata Play over I think 24 years now since I started working, and I think it has given me a strong stepping stone in Datacraft. And by the time I reached to Tata Play, uh, I feel that I have gained a lot in my supply chain career, and which now I am using to share my experience and knowledge with my colleagues, my friends, and whoever wants to learn something in supply chain. So that's in brief about my journey
Wow,
from Datacraft to Tata Play.
beautiful. So let's dive deep in conversation, Anil. How do you maintain harmony between demand planning, warehousing, and distribution across 39 locations nationwide?
So one thing I learned, Amir, is you cannot work or do a activity in silos. It is a life cycle. Supply chain is a life cycle.
Mm.
If you do something in the beginning, it will have impact on the end of the project. So whatever you do, you have to do it with full heart, full soul, full dedication. And there has to be planning, coordination, networking to ensure that what you're doing now will have a positive impact at the end of the project or end of the execution of whatever activity you're doing. So as you asked that how do you maintain the harmony between multiple steps which are involved into a life cycle of supply chain? Fortunately, in Tata Play, we have done a lot of automation and digital transformation over a period of last 10 years. So as I had done my supply chain journey in Tata Play, parallelly, we also as an organization, as a function, did a beautiful digital transformation journey. And we have implemented multiple tools which helped us to bring in efficiency and effectiveness in our way of working. And so we have multiple tools in place which are integrated to each other. So if I'm doing a demand planning in one tool, the data is flowing from my other ERP tools. So even the tools are not in silos where the data is standalone and then you have to download the data and transfer to another tool. There you do the massaging of data and again you transfer to another tool. Everything is integrated. So there is one version of truth. So no manual intervention, all the logics, algorithms, everything is incorporated in your system. So the bottom line is whenever we do any automation or any digital transformation, we spend more time on groundwork and lesser time on implementation. Where I always use a phrase of Abraham Lincoln, where somebody asks him, if I give you X to cut the tree and you have 6 hours, what you will do? He said, I will spend 4 hours in sharpening the X and balance 2 hours I will use it for cutting the tree. The same applies here, and this logic I apply everywhere. That you spend more time in doing your groundwork, and then your execution and implementation will be more faster and easier and smoother, and you will require lesser time for that. So we do the same thing, and I have pan India operations to manage. As you mentioned, we have 39 storage locations or warehouses, what you can say. So the data from all these locations come into one system and it is integrated to a demand planning tool which we use, which is in-house developed, and it works in both the directions. It works towards the material supplies coming from my partners, and it also works towards the distribution planning to be done between the warehouses. So because all 39 warehouses are not the feeder warehouses, out of 39, 4 to 5 are the main warehouses and the balance are the cluster warehouses. So there has to be planning of distribution between the main warehouse where the material comes and its further distribution to the smaller warehouses. So my demand planning tool takes care of the demand based on which the procurement has to happen from the suppliers, and it also takes care of once the material is available how it has to be distributed further to your smaller warehouses. So the entire synchronization is there, and that is possible because all my tools are talking to each other. Data flow happens to and fro. Integration is there, and it is real-time integration. It is not n plus one or n minus two kind of scenario, and that helps me and my team to have a complete control on the situation, which takes care of deeps in the business and also the spikes in the business, and it works seamlessly and smoothly.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, that is about harmony. You must have faced some complex challenges. Let I'm just framing the question. What are some of the most complex challenges you have faced in the Indian supply chain and logistics ecosystem, and how did you navigate them?
So I can talk about many challenges because in last 24 years I have worked in so many organizations and into different industries altogether.
एक इम्पोर्टेंट लेना वो पैनल डिस्कशन में अपन कवर कराएंगे नहीं तो
Sure,
फिर
sure,
3
sure.
घंटे चले जाएंगे आपकी
I know.
प्रोफेशनल जर्नी को ही कवर करने में
Correct,
आई
correct.
वोंट
So I will take the example which is associated to me in my recent experience while working in Tata Sky. Uh, the business model on which the Tata Sky or Tata Play used to operate is sales and service team used to give a forecast of business, what they are planning to do in the coming month. And that planning used to happen at the beginning of the financial year also in the form of AOP, annual operating plan, where you know the volume on based on which you will do your procurement planning and budgeting. So traditionally it was happening based on the forecast given by sales and service. But in last few years, we realized that there is a huge buffer and variance between the actual forecast, what you are receiving from sales and service, and the actual sale which is happening on the ground. And that variance has reached to 28 to 30%, which is leading into a situation where you have wrong set of material lying at wrong place at the wrong time, which is, and our business is a capex incentive business. So you cannot afford to get into such situation. So it was a big challenge for us as a supply chain function that how to bridge this. And then we have took a hard call and took a decision that now it's a time that we should leverage on the technology. And it is a 4-year backstory when artificial intelligence was just trying to enter into India. And people were just dreaming about it that whether we should go for artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Is it a threat or it is an advantage? And so many things. And being a Tata Group company and especially in Tata Play, we had a decision making free hand. We took a call that let's take a lead, take initiative and implement artificial intelligence. And with the help of which we entered into a horizon of uh, doing decisions based on real time data. So instead of relying on forecasting, we started taking a data input for last 7 days of actual consumption of material which is happening on the ground. And based on which we started planning our procurement and also we started planning our distribution, which allowed us to not only bring down our inventory levels because earlier based on forecasting we used to have a lot of buffers. Our inventory levels used to be 90 days, 120 days. Now, if you ask me, after we implemented AI, we are at 45 days of inventory, where 30 days of inventory is in the field and 15 days of inventory in my warehouses. Moreover, we also moved into Make in India. Earlier, 99% of my material used to come from outside. It's all imports. Now, 99% of material is Make in India. So my delivery lead times, production lead times have come down. So I can work on lean inventory. I don't have to keep buffers in my stocks. Moreover, because of AI and real-time consumption data input, now I have right material at the right time, at the right position. So all these benefits has come in. And just to give you a bottom line, my inventory exposure used to be ballpark figure of let's say 1100 crores at given point of time. Now I'm operating at 300 crores. So you can imagine how much inventory reduction I have done. And also there are zero escalations for the want of material across pan India. I'm talking about Leh Ladakh to Kanyakumari and from West region to the seven sisters states in Northeastern. There is not a single location or a position where anybody in my sales and service department will say, I am not able to execute my activity because material is not available.
That's beautiful. Okay. Let's go to next question, Anil. What's your approach to building and leading large cross-functional teams that span procurement, logistics, and IT?
See, people is core of supply chain. Wherever I go, I always talk about it, and I have experienced it. I have learned it on my own, and that is why I give a lot of emphasis on people. When you talk about cross-functional collaboration and execution of projects, people are core part of it, because you will be only successful delivering projects cross-functionally when at a personal or professional level you have a good connect and rapport with the team members or the stakeholders with whom you are working. Maybe at a project level, you may have a lot of KRAs and KPIs defined, but at personal level or at a personal touch level, if you don't have a good connect, nothing will work. So what I do normally is, in my organization or whichever organization I worked before, I always try to maintain a good rapport and a connect with the people cross functionally, so that when it comes to a professional work execution, you always have a personal touch. It is not that till I don't send an email, I will not get the help.
Hmm.
I should be in a position to walk up to a person who is a cross-functional stakeholder or a team member, and just tapping on his shoulder, I should able to convey my message, and he should also reciprocate in the same way. No doubt, at professional level, you have to have a communication through emails and many other channels of communication. But personal touch is 100% very important, and that adds up to your success of project or success of execution of any activity. So if you ask me, for ensuring that you are successful with respect to cross-functional projects or stakeholders, you need to have a personal connect. Otherwise, things will not move.
Beautiful. So, Anil, how the shift to hybrid work impacted operations and team management in supply chain function?
So, COVID has helped us to learn a lot of things which we were aware of, but we were not using it. I still remember the date 22nd of March 2020, where our dear respected Prime Minister has declared a lockdown for one day. And
Nice.
then it has become a BAU, business as usual. And the lockdown continued for 2 years. Everybody were confined to their homes. You cannot move out, move in, but you have to do your job. And the
Hmm.
next day, we received an email and call from our IT team stating that in your laptop, there is an application called Microsoft Teams, which now you have to start using. So the credential are already there. So nothing has to be done typically, specifically on that. So we logged in and we realized it's a beautiful tool available in your laptop, which help you to have interactive, engaging discussion with your team members, stakeholders, customers, suppliers, anybody. And there are so many other features available within the tool. Parallelly, Zoom also came in on the same tool. I think we are having this conversation. It also came very aggressively during that period. And as I told you, since 2015, we were already on the digital transformation journey. We had a lot of automation already being done in place in supply chain. So when the lockdown happened, we, other than meeting people face to face, we didn't see any operational challenges, even though we were there at home for 2 years without going to our office. So what I'm trying to say is, even though COVID came, which was not expected, which was never being predicted, such situation. But fortunate thing was that we were already on the path of digital transformation journey since 2015. So when the COVID
Nice.
lockdown happened, we can easily took a decision to start working from home without going anywhere, without any impact on operations and supply chain. So thankfully, even now I can say we go to office thrice a week. And that is also not a compulsion from our organization. It's our call that being in supply chain and managing procurement and operations, you have to be there on the ground, always need to connect face to face with your suppliers and team members. Because what you can do face to face, unfortunately, you cannot do everything virtually, but still we are working hybrid. So I go to office Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday and Friday we work from home. And it is not only in Mumbai, it is pan India. My entire team of 24 people, we are following the same. And the same is being followed by other team members in the organization. So hybrid is something which we learned after COVID. But I think digital transformation is something which helped us to adopt hybrid way of working. And I think we have done it beautifully and we are still doing it.
Wow, beautiful. Okay. So, Anil, in your opinion, how critical is stakeholder collaboration, especially between sales, service, supply chain for business continuity?
It's very critical, Amir. And see, there are different type of supply chains. Like in our organization, my customer is not the end customer who is watching TV on Tata Sky set-top box. For me, my end customer is sales and service team. So,
Hmm.
because they are the people who give me the demand of material, they are the people who is giving me the forecast of business, how much activations they are going to do. So my final goal for me or for my team, the final goal is I have to keep my sales and service team satisfied. I have to meet their goals. Similarly, in any other organization where you are not dealing with B2B or you may be dealing with B2C in a retail or e-commerce, you are facing directly the end customer, the last mile. And his satisfaction is important to us. So whenever you took any decision or any project, you have to keep the customer satisfied, the last customer satisfaction in mind, and you have to move backwards. That how I
Right.
will make my customer satisfied. So coming back to your answer, your question, my answer is you have to keep your customer in front and then decide your projects and decide your activities. Our CEO in Tata Sky always, Mr. Harit Nagpal, he always mentions that you have to sell what customer wants. Don't go and sell what you want to sell.
Hmm.
So it's a very simple statement, but it has a lot of depth into it. So you have to first understand customer requirements and then work towards it. You don't design a product and go and sell it to the customer. So coming back to the point, sales service are the core functions of any organization. They are the people who bring business revenue profits to your organization. And you have to work very closely, and supply chain is a backbone of your sales and services. We have to work very closely with them, and we have to understand each other's challenges, strengths and weaknesses, work towards it, and finally making it a success for the organization.
Wow. So, Anil, what key metrics do you use to measure efficiency and success in your day-to-day operations?
So in Tata Sky, we have a very unique way of measuring performance. So in 2016, we designed a beautiful instrument called a scorecard. It is a very new thing in supply chain, but we dared to do that. And in 2016, what we did, we identified multiple KPIs, parameters, which we would like to measure. And why we would like to measure? Because there it has a direct impact on your performance. It has a direct impact on your stakeholder satisfaction and management. And it also has a direct impact on your business. So we design a scorecard with around 17 to 18 parameters within it, which is supported by data coming from system, no manual intervention. We design the slabs over it, a scoring slabs. And initially it was manual, but over a period of time we made it automated. So
Mhm.
everybody can look at the scorecard and reflect on their performance. So even now, after 9 years or 10 years, that scorecard is getting published every month, and every individual in my team member can reflect or looking at the scorecard that how he is performing across the different parameters, and we make that scorecard tougher and tougher over a period of time. We challenge ourselves. So answering to your question, we define our KPIs aligned to the organizational needs, functional needs, customer needs, stakeholder needs. We do a brainstorming session to refine and review all these KPIs. Once we all agree on it, we forward the same to our management. They approves it, we implement it, and through the scorecard, we measure it.
Wow. So, Anil, what trends do you see in supply chain SCM in India and globally in the next 5 years?
See, technology is a buzzword. So if any supply chain has to be successful in next 5 years and stay in the flow, you have to adopt the technology. You cannot work in the traditional ways and stay happy in your cocoon. So I can give you the examples of, again, I can give you example of Nokia where they were so happy and confident that nobody can touch them. When Google launched Android, the first company Google went was Nokia. That we have designed an operating system called Android. Why don't you put this operating system in your mobiles? And Nokia
Hmm.
management and the CEO that time said that, who are you? We don't need you. We have 85% of market share in mobile technology globally. I don't need a company called Google and telling me to use their software. And today is the day where Nokia brand has vanished completely. And you know
Hmm.
where the Google is. So why I'm giving this example that you should not become complacent. Supply
Hmm.
chain is a evolving function. Every day you learn something new in supply chain. So if any supply chain have to be successful in next 5 years, you have to adopt new technologies. Currently, the buzzword is artificial intelligence. You have to adopt, learn, explore all the possibilities in artificial intelligence and try to get it implemented in your function, in your organization. Don't take artificial intelligence as a threat for your jobs. Take it as an instrument, as an advantage. Learn it, explore it, use it, implement it for your own benefit. So, if you ask me in one line, supply chain are going to get evolved drastically in next 5 years with the use of different technologies coming into the path.
Wow. So, Anil, how has the leadership style evolved over the years?
I think Tata Sky has given me a lot of learnings.
Mhm.
As I mentioned you earlier, the biggest team size I was managing as a leader, as a manager, was 84 people in
Hmm.
Agile Technologies. But the average age group of the team of 84 people was 25 to 26 years. They were all freshers, either joined the organization after completion of their graduation or a master's degree or some professional degree within 2 to 3 years of that. So it was a different age group altogether. But when I joined Tata Sky, it was a mixture of different age groups. I was having team members who were about to retire in next 2 to 3 years. I was having team members who have spent 10 to 15 years from the date of inception of the organization. And I also have people in the team who were recently joined and spent some 3 to 4 years in the organization. So I had a variety of people to manage. So as a leader, I have to adopt different skills to
Yes.
manage different people at different age group with different experience. I remember the day my supply chain head that time asked me a question that how you are going to manage people who are there for last 15 years and how you will implement something which you want to implement in the organization. So my simple answer was that I am not here to change everything. And I am not here to say that what I am saying is right and what you are doing for last 15 years is wrong. If I see there is an opportunity of change, opportunity of enhancement, I will prepare a case study. I will present it to my team and I will
Hmm.
prove that what I'm saying is right for the organization, right for the team. And I will take the buy-in from them. If they're able to
Correct.
prove me that what I'm saying is wrong, I will not go ahead. But if I'm able to convince my team that what I'm saying is good, is better for the organization and the function, and I got their buy-in, then only I will ask them to go and implement it. So the answer
Hmm.
is, being a leader, you cannot just push your thoughts on your team. You need to have a buy-in from your team. It has to be a hand-in-hand situation. You have to do a lot of hand-holding being a leader, and you have to adopt different skills and approaches depending upon the different age group and experience level of the team that you have in your team. And as I said earlier, you need to have a mixture of personal and professional touch that only take your team to the success.
Wow. So, Anil, who has influenced you from the world of supply chain management?
So let me share you a small incident which has happened and which brought me to supply chain. I'm a BCom
Okay.
graduate. After that, I've done a 3 years software engineering course in NIT. That time, it used to be called a GNIT course, which I completed in 1.5 years because I used to do morning batch, evening batch. So I completed 3 years course in 1.5 years, and then I immediately joined as a faculty also in NIT because my career ambition was to get into IT.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, in 1999, there was a huge recession, and lot of experienced people were ready to do a job at a lesser salary. So it was very difficult for me as a fresher to get a job. So 1 year after investing so much in software engineering and this and that, I was not getting a right job, justifying job in IT. So one of my friend working in Datacraft told me that there is an opening in commercial department, but in supply chain. Would you be interested? I said, no, I will not be interested. Then he said, no, anyhow, you are sitting at home. Why don't you come and just give it a try? I am not giving you a job. I am asking you to come for the interview. They will evaluate you and they will select you. I said, okay, let me try. And I went to Datacraft, and there was a guy called Mr. Ramesh Krishnan. He was a 55-year-old, a veteran in supply chain kind of a person, head of commercials in Datacraft. And he took my interview. He asked me a simple question looking at your CV. It looks that you want to get into IT. Why you want to come in supply chain? I said, actually, I don't want to come in supply chain. I was sitting idle at home after investing so much in IT and my education. Uh, I don't want to get into supply chain, but now my friend referred me here. So I thought, why not give it a try? So he said, okay, I will take you, but you have to commit me that you will not leave the job in 1 year. I will teach you what is supply chain, what is logistics, everything. But at least you have to give 1 year to the organization. I thought, and then after some time, took a decision. Okay, 1 year is not a big time. I can give it a thought, and I took a decision. That is how I landed in supply chain. And the rest is history. Last 24, I'm in supply chain. I realized that supply chain is a ocean. It's not a pond where you have to just get in and come out. And
Yes.
IT knowledge has always helped me.
Yeah.
So that is how I landed in supply chain. So it is not somebody has influenced me. It's a situation and my decision and Mr. Ramesh Krishnan who took a call on me and allowing me to get into supply chain for at least a 1 year.
That's beautiful. Okay. So, my last one for your professional journey around, what advice would you give to young professionals aspiring to join supply chain and operation management team?
See, supply chain is a beautiful function to build your career. Earlier, supply chain used to be a back office function, but over a period of time, it has become a front ending function. Supply chain has become a backbone of organizations. They contribute to top line, they contribute to bottom line. So, and nowadays you have a chief of supply chain designation being introduced in many organizations. So, if anybody want to aspire to get into supply chain and reach to a chief of a function level, now that is possible. So, there is no limit to it. You can have multiple fancy designations in supply chain. And as I mentioned earlier just now, that supply chain is an ocean. Every day you learn something new. So, my one message to all the youngsters who are now either learning, studying, and aspire to make their career in any direction. Supply chain is one of the best function, I think, where you can choose as a stream and make your career. And why I say that? Because one is the explanation which I just gave, and second is supply chain is one function which is common across the industries. It is industry agnostic function. You can get into any industry and you will have supply chain there. So it is a function which will never die. We will always There will be a scarcity of openings in many other functions, but supply chain will live longer than any other function.
Ah, beautiful. So let's go to the next round and understand Anil as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So I have a very small family currently. It is me, my wife, my son, and unfortunately, 3 months back in March, I lost my mother. She was 83 years old. Uh, as a family, I have all my relatives in Mumbai. We are very old people in Mumbai. What I hear from my forefathers and my relatives that our family is one of the first 12 families which settled in Mumbai. My native is Goa, but we don't have a house in Goa because 150 years back, the family relocated to Mumbai and they made their house there. I am born and brought up in a place called Jogeshwari in Mumbai, where we used to have our house, a big house, a joint family. But as the time passes, we sold off our hereditary property, and the joint big family has become turned into a micro family, and that is how I landed up into a house now, a apartment in Goregaon in Mumbai, where I stay with my family. I have a big social circle around. I still have my active friends from my school. I still have a good big group of friends in my college, and also have a big group of people from all the organizations I worked with. Plus my other social circle where I used to live in Jogeshwari and now in Goregaon. So fortunately, I think I have a big social circle around, which keeps me going.
Wow. Okay. Uh, let's go to your days at Asian Institute of Management and Technology. What were your memories and experience from there?
So when I shifted to Delhi, I realized that you should have a professional degree with you. And that time I was just a BCom graduate, and with that GNIT post graduation diploma with me. Then I explored, and I wanted to do something while because I was working with Nokia that time. It is a time when I was very much settled and I was earning decently. It's difficult when you start earning, it is very difficult to get into education line. Once you start getting money in your account, you don't feel that there is any need of learning. But yes, I took a wise decision and I explored and I found out an institute called Asian Institute of Management and Technology in Delhi. And few of my colleagues have also done MBA in logistics and operations from there. So I enrolled myself. We used to have weekend lectures over there where multiple professionals from many other organizations also used to come and attend. And it was a 2 years of course where I learned not only in detail about logistics and supply chain, but because there were people coming from different industries, you get to learn a lot of things, what happening across the organizations, what are the good things, what are the bad things, how the problems has to be solved, how the solutions can be implemented on the ground. Because what you learn when you do MBA, what you learn in book may not be applicable in the real life.
Yes.
So especially in supply chain, the main learning happens when you make your hands dirty, and that is something which I would say in my section of telling young people that supply chain won't happen through books. It happens by getting your feet on the ground and do things on your own. So these are few learnings which I got from my MBA course from Asian Institute of Management and Technology.
Wow. So when you're not optimizing supply chains, what hobbies or interests help you to unwind and recharge?
So I'm a sports loving person. There are only few sports which I have not played. Like maybe I have not played lawn tennis. I have not played hockey. But other than that, I have played all the games. Why I'm saying that? Because when you like sports or you play multiple type of games, you get that sporting spirit within yourself and a hunger to win. These are two things which I learned being a sports person, and that helps you to be successful in supply chain also. So in supply chain, maybe I am a operation head, but if a challenge comes and I have to do something with respect to procurement or closing a deal or negotiation, I will get into it and I will do it, because the ethos of supply chain is nothing is impossible. That's how I split the word impossible into I am possible. So that is the core of supply chain, and that comes from I being a sports person. You have always have a hunger to win. The same applies in supply chain. Nothing is impossible.
Wow. So, Anil, you have lived in different parts of the world. Which is the favorite city? I'm dividing in two parts. First part, which is the favorite city, and given a chance, which city in the world would you settle down?
I have gone to many places, and as of now, to all the places I have visited, the one place which I liked the most was Singapore. So that is a city where I found there is a discipline, there is a cosmopolitan culture, welcoming culture, uh, quality of life, huge opportunity of growth, zero pollution, no traffic. Especially, I'm talking about traffic because you know in Mumbai how much time, or in Bangalore city how much time you spend on the roads than with your family and friends and colleagues. So, because of all these reasons, I like the place Singapore the most. Where, if given an opportunity, I would like to settle down.
Wow. Okay. So, being a Mumbaiker, uh, what was the favorite spot with your friends to relax, chill out?
My favorite place in Mumbai is Ville Parle. The
Mhm.
reason being my college was there. I have spent 5 years with my friends in that place every day, morning 7 o'clock till afternoon 3:30, and even sometimes further to that. So you get a different vibes and comfort when you go to that place. You recollect all your good, bad, old memories which you have spent with your friends, and it has a different freshness in the air when you go to Ville Parle. So that is the favorite place. Any corner of Ville Parle when I go, it's a different experience altogether. So
Wow. Yesterday evening only, I was at Ville Parle at Hotel Parle International uh,
okay,
for an event. Just passed by Dinanath Mangeshkar Hall.
my God, my favorite place.
Yeah. There are many restaurants in apna around Ville Parle serving apna Kolhapuri food, Maharashtrian, so many restaurants, small restaurants.
You name
Beautiful.
it, and I will tell you the details about
So
it.
my question. So what are the fair places in Ville Parle to have food from your choice?
So it's a variety of food. I'm a foodie person also. So if I want to eat South Indian, I go to Ramakrishna and Jeevan, which is opposite of bang opposite of Vilepale railway station. If I have to eat a non-veg, then there is a very old restaurant called KK Punjab, which is 5 minutes from Ramakrishna. It's a very shady restaurant. Nobody maybe knows about it, but it serves a very good and tasty non-veg food. There is a new place called Navakayastha or something opposite Parleshwar Mandir, where they serve coastal CKP cuisine non-veg food. It's also a very good and tasty cuisine to taste. There is a place called Me Marathi opposite Parleshwar Ganpati Mandir, which serves typical Maharashtrian food, especially during the breakfast time in the morning or in the evening snacks time, where you can actually enjoy the misal pav, the vada pav, and all those typical Maharashtrian snacks. And there is a one vada pav vendor which stands out of Ville Parle school, Parle Tilak school, called Babucha Vada Pav, which is one of the most famous vendor who sells vada pav, especially in the evening. He starts at 5:30, and he closes his shop by 7:30 because he finished all his raw material and vada pav, and he don't wait. He just finishes and he goes off.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I can go on. There are so many places in Ville Parle. There is one place called Sharma who serves pani puri, shev puri, and all those chatpata chaat items, which is exactly bang into the Agarwal market of Ville Parle.
Mhm.
There is no place to sit also. People stand and eat, but still there is lot of waiting. People are standing in crowd outside waiting to get their turn and eat. So that is something which one should not miss when you are in Ville Parle.
Wow, so many options you have shared. So we are out there whenever you're in Ville Parle East. So do check out and share your places in the comment section. So that will add because me and Anil both are foodie and street food or whatever food uh, is good to explore. And
One more place
next
I
time,
missed is Shivsagar, where the pav bhaji and masala dosa is very famous on the
yeah,
station
yeah,
road, railway station road.
शिव जागम चौपाटी में भी है.
Correct.
Okay, so all those coffee foodies, let's organize अपना एक ये food walk and
Yeah,
अपना
yeah.
discuss. Let me plan out something. Okay,
Yes.
so that was ये memorable conversation on the food. Let's go to your ये book and movie, which is a book or movie which has left a lasting impact on you.
So frankly speaking, I don't read much, but I spend a lot of time on internet surfing, which is also equivalent to gain knowledge and explore new things because the same thing happens when you read book. Uh, and whereas movies are concerned, I like all type of movies. I am a movie buff. Uh,
Mhm.
in sometimes in my organization, my team, they call me a Bollywood encyclopedia. Unfortunately or fortunately, I have a good memory. So I remember actor, what dialogue it was, what he was wearing while he was delivering the dialogue, which movie it was, and while he was delivering the dialogue, who was there standing next to him, what was the situation, which year the movie got released, and
Mhm.
many unwanted details, which I don't do intentionally. Somehow
Mhm.
I memorize it. So answering to your question, I like all type of movies. I like English movies. I like scientific movies. I like thriller movies. I like action movies. I like animated movies. Sometimes my son is 6 year old. He watch animated movies. I enjoy the same while watching the same. Sometimes I show the maturity while watching it, but actually in the back of my mind, I am enjoying that movie because I'm a movie buff. I like all type of movies.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. The same thing happened with my father is no more. Uh, he used to remember about the music, the song ke lyrics, who was composed the song, music director, everything, and he used to write down. And apna, yeah, beautiful.
And
I'll have
all such things happens effortlessly. I don't have to put effort on it.
yeah,
It
same,
happens.
same with my father. And he was a fan of movie also in the English, and I've he had it from him. And I also go for plays. So I've gone for plays for like what do you say, English, Hindi, Gujarati, you name it. I've gone for Dastangoy plays also, which is a storytelling
I
in
also
Urdu.
like watching plays, but I don't go for. I only go for Marathi plays. But yes, I like it a lot.
Okay. So if your friend had to describe you in 3 words, what would it be?
Describe myself in 3 words.
Yeah, your friends
Uh,
about you.
no, I didn't
Your
get your
friends,
question.
if your friends had to describe you in three
Okay,
words, what would it be?
always smiling, energetic, and trustworthy.
Wow. So my last two questions are reflective. What are your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
Professionally, to look for further growth, I have an ambition or a vision or a dream to become a supply chain head overall for an organization and drive supply chain to the newer heights for the betterment of the organization and as well as a betterment professionally for myself. So that is the vision and that is a dream in 2025 onwards. Personally, I would like to take care of my family and be in touch with my friends whenever possible, because nowadays it is very difficult to take out time and professionally and from your family and spend time with your friends. But we have found a good idea that one of the Sunday in every month in the morning around 7 o'clock we catch up, have a breakfast, and by 10 o'clock we are back on your family duties. So your friendships are taken care and your families are also taken care. And it's being Sunday, your professional life is not disturbed. So all the three checkbox are ticked.
Wow, beautiful. Okay. Uh, I want to ask this question. What legacy would like to leave behind?
I would like to leave a legacy of a person who helped anyone in any situation,
Beautiful.
despite whether there is any benefit or not.
Beautiful. So the last one is googly one. Now, if you describe yourself, describe Anil in one line.
I would like to describe myself as a go-to person for anyone in
Beautiful.
any situation.
So let's put you in the hot seat. The rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort food.
Seafood,
Your favorite color.
orange,
Your favorite Bollywood movie.
जो जीता वही सिकंदर,
Your favorite Hollywood movie.
true lies,
You're an early bird or a night owl.
night owl.
One word your team would describe you.
One word of
One word your team would use to describe you.
leader,
One leadership trait you swear by.
people manager,
Your dream travel place.
Switzerland.
Best piece of advice received.
Be selective while choosing friends.
Tea or coffee to recharge.
Coffee.
Let's please. So you did well, and here's a book which will be autographed and sent to you. Uh, Anil's conversation has been nothing short of inspiring. A masterclass in supply chain management, leadership, and lean thinking. Your journey reflects how vision, systems, and people come together to create magic in supply chain and beyond. So, on behalf of the entire coffee team and myself and the audience, we thank you for sharing your insights, stories, and energy with us today. We are sure this episode will leave a lasting impact on the professionals who aspire to lead with the same clarity and purpose. To all our viewers, stay tuned for more conversation where we decode excellence one story at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to Coffee Corner Show, where there are 500 coffee speakers sharing their personal professional journey, and share this episode if it sparked new ideas or reflections for you. And if you want to be featured like Anil, visit our website, the Emerging India Forum or LinkedIn page, or ask one of the coffee speakers to invite you, as Anil has been referred by Rahul Puri. And this conversation was really a lovely conversation, memorable one, uh, because I'm a foodie. And when I go back to Villepale, I'll surely visit the places which you have shared and have some of the food, and I'll share my experience with you. So stay tuned on Monday with meet with another coffee speakers, and look forward to a panel discussion where we'll share how supply chain management has evolved in India with Anil and other panelists. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Amir, for having me.